By the way, it's good to see that you have survived.
If that was your attempt at a good to see you, I can't say the same.
Don't even try to convince yourself otherwise.
Don't listen to him, it's not your fault. He's a sick freak and a psychopath.
We need to go back to the temple.
I mean, I know why you didn't help them. We had to get that gate closed. Is Ark safe now, for the moment?
As soon as Skyrim and the Arcanists have cast the seal on the door, it will be as safe as it can get, yes. But let us talk in the temple.
Right, so what's the plan once we get to the temple?
We will proceed as planned. Light the beacon as soon as possible. That is all that matters. So, how long do you need to seal the gate?
Almost an hour.
Good. Be quick about it. Guardsman, what is the situation in the other districts? Are all of the intruders dead?
Yes, Grandmaster. Some of the infiltrators have fled to the sewers, but we're in pursuit.
Good. Tell the commander that I want all corpses to be disposed of before nightfall, and let the repairs start as soon as possible. We are protected from intruders, but we have to be aware of a panicking crowd inside. Then tell her to place archers and fire breathers on every battlement. There are Arcanists who will try to break the seals, but we won't let them.
Understood, Grandmaster.
Now then, let us go.
What's going on here? Oh, it's Aranthiel. Aranthiel's gone. Right, good luck, Shireen. It's all gone to hell so quickly. This Korak, he is truly insane. Just completely delusional. He must be corrupted by the High Ones some way, you'd hope.
By the righteous path, you are well.
What happened to Jorik? And why in blazes do you stand around like bloody waxwork figures?
Jorik has betrayed us, Teodor.
What?
He has revealed the locations of our scouting posts to Korek's army. That's why we didn't see their ships coming. A keeper has caught him talking to Korek through one of the silver plates. And don't worry, he's only unconscious.
I knew there was something going on with him, but I would never expected him to betray us like this.
Come on.
He was loyal at the very least.
Of course, Grandmaster. Where should I take him?
Anywhere, for heck's sake!
God, it's just utterly useless. She's worse than a wax figure.
This is not a case for the Tribune.
This was treason.
Very well, Grandmaster.
He is the one who killed Lashari, isn't he?
Where is Maricel?
At the beacon. And there is a problem with your machine. But that's something they should tell you themselves. Now, excuse me.
Problem?
The entire city is in panic. The people expect an explanation.
Then give them one. Follow me, Prophet. To the beacon.
Got you. We need to get these keepers down to the battlement, surely. Keeping the peace.
I don't care, damn it. Just do it.
You know, getting angry doesn't help
Sorry,
anyone
sorry.
either.
I know, but it's just too much at once.
There's so much happening at once.
About Numinos.
Well, if you say so, then I guess we have to get used to the idea that our machine will not glow anytime soon.
What?
What are you talking about? We have the stones.
Grandmaster. Yes, that is right. We have the stones, and they give the beacon the energy it needs, as we had assumed. But
This crystal in the middle of the cross, it is the core of the machine, the Numinos.
Okay.
So,
the Numinos is empty, Grandmaster. That's why it is so dark. If we were to ignite the beacon now, its energy would be emitted aimlessly, with devastating results.
An explosion, to be precise. An enormous one.
We almost made a catastrophic mistake. Okay, so this Numinos, that is what's gonna essentially focus the High One's energy into something good that'll banish them. So this... We could have been blown up at any time, but How didn't we notice this?
Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of experience in building Pyrean machines, so yes, indeed, we had not noticed it before.
Fair point. Working on a powder keg all along, we could have killed everyone. We could have blown Ark off the face of Enderal.
No, it's more than that. The beacon can defeat the High Ones. The more we learn about it, the more certain we become. However, it needs a target, a kind of focal point. And if we ignite it without one, things will become very uncomfortable.
So, well, I get the beacon explodes if we ignite it without an empty numinous, but that's the gist of it, right?
Yes, at least that's what the writing suggests. Imagine the beacon as a huge arcane barrel full of black powder. To ignite it means to release all the energy stored within. And for all we know, it will be streaming towards the container with the crystal in its center, the numinous. However, if this numinous is empty, then it will backfire, so to speak. An explosion.
I thought the stones were going to charge the numinous. I think focus all that power there, but... So you're telling me we need another huge source of energy. But it's useless then?
So it seems, yes.
This is.
I am very sorry, Grandmaster. We should have
So we have to find this luminous as soon as possible.
Yes. And before you ask, we don't know yet what the numinous actually is, and neither do we know where to search for it.
But we will find a way. Give us a week, maybe two, and there will be results.
Do we have that long?
Then begin. Prophet, get some rest. You will need it.
Why? Such chaos.
What? Did you hear about what happened with Sigil Master Batar? We had a feeling for a while, but the Trechesh said he actually has betrayed us.
Yes, he did. Even though he was one of the closest confidants of the Grand Master. I don't know what to say.
Do we know why he's done what he did?
Not really. But it was no secret that he regarded the Grand Master's actions against the Neremes as careless. He does not seem to understand that the beacon is our only chance.
Is he corrupted with a red madness too? Oh, I don't even know. Can I help finding the numinous? Anything I can do? Go through tomes, books?
Yes, I think so. But right now we can't do anything but read the writings from old Dothel Grant for the upteenth time, hoping for some clue we might have missed before.
Yorick has been working for Korek this whole time. So that's who the Neremes spy master's been working for, Korek. He's been colluding with Yorick, and they've killed Lashari, taken away our Pyrean expert. All we can do now is search for the numinous and hope that the Neremes don't just conquer Ark in the meantime.
Yes, I guess. You should take a rest. I was told what you did to secure the gate. We'll call you as soon as we need your help.
Make sure you do. Oh god, I hope Kalia got back to the city in time. I want answers from Yorick. Where are we going to find him? In the sanctum. I knew he had his doubts, but part of me wouldn't believe he'd betray the Order. It seemed like he believed in the Order.
Yes.
Where is he? This isn't the time to be sweeping. This is the time to be out there doing something more useful. Flipping stairs, getting caught on them. Excuse me.
One more time. Why did you kill Pegast?
I didn't kill her. How often do I have to tell you that?
The
Oh,
prophet
am I
found
not
a
allowed
body
in?
cap dust near
Then
the body. How do you explain that?
I'm just gonna listen in out here. Just
Well,
don't mind me.
Maybe there are thousands of dust addicts in the city, and not just me. Damn it. Yes, I gave Korek the locations of our outposts, but I had nothing to do with the death of that woman.
Then at least tell us who else Korek bought. Who hired the mercenaries in Old Rationgrad?
I don't know. And even if I did, I wouldn't tell you. And do you know why? Because this war is madness, Tealor. It is madness. It is unnecessary. And you are too fucking blind to see it.
I am blind? Which of us is the traitor? Which of us is responsible for the deaths of hundreds and hundreds of people?
Let's stick to the point. Accusations lead us nowhere.
A word of wisdom from your mouth, Natara. Bravo. Pity that your wisdom doesn't go beyond words. Weren't you always the most determined of the three of us? For 3 decades you led this country, and you never showed any weakness. But no, as soon as the grand, presumed dead Tealor Ranthiel returns, all you do is bow and scrape. Why, Natara? Have you too come to believe that pile of scrap metal out there can save us? Whatever that's supposed to look like. Or do you do it because Tealor warmed your bed back in the day?
You are only making it worse.
Oh, am I? You are so bloody blind. Blind and stupid. Both of you. Don't you realize how much of a fool this Korek really is? His only condition for peace was that we would stop rebuilding some ancient machine. What would that have cost us? Nothing. But no,
If the
Tealor.
High Ones win,
To
it would have
you,
cost us
this
everything.
Fantasy of cycles and High Ones is more important. More important than anything else. Damn it, even your own people.
Fantasy. So you still believe that the threat is not real? After all that has happened?
I don't know. I'm a warrior, not a sage. But even if it is real, what I do know is that we can only lose this war, and that we will dig more graves with each day we wage it. Up here we are safe, yes, but what about the villages, the farmers? Don't get me wrong, Tealor. I know what I did. But sometimes a quick cut is better than bleeding out slowly. Korek would have conquered the city. We would have surrendered. And maybe he would have even shown mercy. But it's too late for that now.
No. You didn't do this for our country or our people. You did it because you wanted to save your own skin. Nothing more and nothing less. And yes, Jarek, maybe you are right. Maybe we can't win this war. But that doesn't mean I will surrender. Because I have something that you don't. Principles. You don't have any. You have nothing but your bottle of booze and your bloody dust. You are a hollow man without talent. And the only reason you are here and not in the alleys of the Undercity is your bloodline.
Oh.
And now people are dead, all because of your cowardice. Do not think I will ignore that for old time's sake. I will count to 3. Who else has Korek bought? 1.
Now aren't you a tough guy, Tealor?
2.
What I did was right. One day you'll realize this too. And then you will be ashamed for you just...
Tealor.
We are done here.
Let's give Tealor and the Trucessa a moment. 3 childhood friends. Essentially, they went through the novitiate together. That was one personal interrogation.
My sir, The fabled prodigy. I hope you can live up to what they say about you. I really do.
So do I. But the Trutressa...
Huh?
You not wanting to speak to me, are you?
Ah, you. Good work with the sickle.
You know, there's no
You're an
time for that.
outlander, yes,
No,
but
I'm
you've
not...
done more for this
Oh.
sea than most
Are we
Enderalians.
sure she's the leader of the guard? She really is just like a wax figure waiting around to be told what to do.
A machine that
Let's
can
just get a good look
banish
at this
these
city.
high ones. The mysteries of this world are endless, aren't they?
It looks almost peaceful up here. Like nothing's wrong, but everything is horrifically wrong. The Trutressa, she's got, well, more sense than I had assumed. I didn't realise she was the Grandmaster, for well, Tealor was out of the picture. Oh, you got down here quick.
What do you want, urchin child?
Urchin child? No, now's not the time to pick fights with people. I'm not asking what her problem is with me. Where's my room? I think I picked this room out for myself ages ago, did I? Kalia's face flickers in my mind as I go to sit down at the edge of the bed. Something's telling me to meet her before lying down to sleep. That's a good point. I've not seen her since we got back. And everything's happening so fast. I don't even know if she reached the city in time, or if she survived the siege. A siege that is certainly enough to set off the creature within her again. I really should. With everything that's happened today, I need to find Kalia. Is she in the baths? I've met her in the bathhouse before. She said she liked to come here to think? No, we're clearly on the wrong place. Where's Jaspar as well? Where am I going, Clairvoyance? Let's go outside.
Yeah.
Right, Clairvoyance, come on. This is the quarters. Oh no, this is the scroller. Oh, careful. You're supposed to practice in the practice area, not around the walkways. You're going to hurt somebody walking through there, and now is not the time for injuries. Kalia? Oh, there you are. Kalia.
Yes? Is it important? If not, please go away. I'm not in the mood for company.
I just wanted to see how you were holding up after everything that happened in the castle.
Saira, what part of I'm not in the mood for company don't you understand? Please, just leave me alone, okay?
Right. Okay, but if there's anything I can do, you let me know.
What? I don't need your pampering, your pity, or whatever it is you came here to do. I just want to be left alone.
Yeah.
But you just don't get that, do you? You always come to me like a bloody dog. Why, Saira? Why are you the only one who can't see me for what I am? All the others can, so what's the deal with you?
The deal with me is I'm too nosy for my own good. This... Kalia, what happened in the library? It doesn't change anything. You know, you're a friend, and you can shout all you like, but nothing's going to change that.
You have no idea what you're saying. I'm a monster, damn it, a bloody abomination. And here you are, acting as if you are the only one who knows better. That's such a joke. The biggest joke since Starfall, and also the worst one. Back in old Dothelgrad, when I killed that bandit, do you have the slightest idea what my first impulse was when I was done with him? blood on your face, how helpless you are lying there. And I would have enjoyed every moment of it.
I mean, I know what she's saying. She would have killed me too. But you didn't, Kalia. Like, clearly you didn't. You're stronger than this creature inside of you.
Is it? So an army of undead is harmless until they massacre the city they are marching towards? You just have no idea. No idea how hard it is to always fight back. To not give in. All that, Why, Saira? Why do I have to be this way?
You're right. I have no idea how
asked to be
difficult
brought
that
back
is.
From the dead. I never wanted to become my father's failed experiment. And I never asked to have this perversion put in my head, which seems to be all that bloody defines me. Maybe I should just stop fighting it.
No.
Maybe that thing I became in the castle is my true face. And all of this is just a part of a mask that I try to trick myself into believing is real.
No. I mean, what happened at the castle? It wasn't a fluke. She's changed before, and chances are she may change again. See, I think that you constantly trying to fight is what makes you strong. That's what defines you. Not that you're giving in to this, this creature in your head.
Interesting thought. But what does that mean? That I should just accept that deep down I'm a monster? I have to think, Saira. Thanks for your words, and thanks for being there. It means a lot to me. I need some space now, okay? Please just give me some time.
I will. You know where I am. You need to take care of yourself too. There's a lot happening in the city right now. Lots of death and destruction. I think we've talked a little bit of sense into her. Let her see that it's her strength fighting the monster that defines her, not the monster itself. Now I can get some sleep. Well, now I can try and get some sleep. Who knows if it's even going to come.
Shivering hands and delirious eyes.
I think I understand now why there is a bard constantly playing music in...
You're the one they call the prophet.
Yes, I am. But I constantly understand why there's a bard constantly playing music in here. When you can't sleep, you're just laying awake at night, at least you've got something to listen to.
Really does fly by. I just don't see the
Wonder where Jaspar is as well. Again. Why now? Despite everything that's happening, it looks the same as it always does in my dreams. Bodies are still here. The crucified bodies. If anything, I should have a grudge against Korek, because it's his movement that torn across Nerim. Seems to have cost me my home. And my family. I've seen a whole lot since I arrived in Enderal, but I wonder if I've found yet what Father keeps asking me. I'm not even sure what it is I'm looking for. Hey, Father.
Now look who's here. So, my child, I know you still didn't find it. You think you know what you're doing. But the truth is, you're still wandering through the mist, just like all the others.
I know I am. But we found the torch. We found the fire, the beacon.
Yes, that is what you believe. You know, it would be so easy to see the truth, to feel it, if you, for all your heroism, had not forgotten one thing. To listen. Come, let me show you what I mean.
To listen? What do you mean? Is this about the beacon not being what we believe it is? The beacon is part of the cleansing, isn't it? That's what I feel.
There we go. Sit down and let us listen to the silence. Okay, fine. I get it. You know you have sinned, and that's why you're lying. But look, honey, I'm your husband, and I deserve the truth. Lying is a sin. You know that as well as I do. And you also know the position this puts me in.
What else do you want me to say? It's ours! Yours!
It's
mine? You make me unhappy. You know that. You make me very, very unhappy. Next time it's going to hurt. Whose child is it? Oh, Lord, is this what I get for my piety? All these years I sacrificed myself for this family. I toiled. I buried my dreams. And all of it because I wanted them to be happy. And now my own witch betrays me and carries another one's fruit in her belly. But no, as if that weren't enough, she denies me the truth. Me, her own husband. Just what am I supposed to do now, Lord? I beg you, tell me. What shall I do? Yes, of course, Lord. You are right. How could I be so blind? The Creator has spoken to me, honey. A child born of sin is tainted. And this is why we will drown it. Yes, that's what we'll do. As soon as it's out, we'll put it in the trough.
You're a monster! You're a goddamned monster!
The Creator?
I beg your pardon.
No,
I think you just said something that would have made me really unhappy. But unfortunately, I didn't hear you loudly enough. So please, be so kind as to say it again. What? I can't hear you, darling. I can't hear you. So tell me, my child, how does it feel to be powerless? How does it feel having to watch and not being able to do anything?
Is that how you felt when you were beating her? Yes, you're saying I couldn't help and I never could.
No, but now you can, can't you? But there's no more time, silly. I have to go now, forever. It's been so long since I last ate, and I'm craving a slice of meat. Bloody, crisp meat. Goodbye.
Good riddance. Is this it?
Hey, Saira, wake up. What's the matter?
We need to save them. Save who? Like the beacon?
What? But we will. You found the black stones, Saira, and we'll use them to banish the High Ones no matter how hard this Korak tries to stop us. But first of all, calm down a little.
God, I'm tall. I'm fine though, really. It's just a recurring dream, but I don't think it's going to be a problem anymore. Why are you here?
Well, because I heard you screaming, I suppose? And both Sharim and the Archmagister were asking for you. Apparently they have a clue as to where to find this Numenos.
Oh, that's good
We should go
news.
see them as soon as possible.
Well, thanks for letting me know. Are you going to come with me and find out? This will probably be the
Good.
two of us
You're
that
in the
get sent to go
Chronicle as
collect it anyway.
Walk blessed, Saira.
You too. How are you feeling, Kalia, though? God, I'm tall. I don't always realise just how much taller I am than Endraleans. I stand a good head above everyone.
Yes?
What? Kalia, about what happened in Castle Dalgalar.
Yes.
Do I push her on these? I mean, this hardly feels like the time to be asking such personal questions when the stakes of everything around us are so high. What about your mother? This is a question I want to know. Tanyasha, or Tinisha, for all we know, she might still be alive.
Yes, I've thought about that too. You know, I try to imagine what it would be like, meeting her after all these years. I probably wouldn't even know what to say. But even if she is still alive, she probably thinks I'm dead. I'll have to think about this. I'll tell you once I've come to a conclusion.
Okay, that's all I really wanted to know. I'll leave you to think. I better get going. Necronicum. Should I nip home, see Thariel?
Sounds to me
I don't really
as
have
if we've
time.
risked a lot for just a
Kind of
bit
have
of
to
a
trust he's
chance.
okay and he's gonna...
I'm not sure if this is wise.
No chance is better than two. That's how the saying goes. You should talk to the Grandmaster. He called for you.
Did he now? How nice. Then I suppose I'll answer the holy call of duty. Walk blessed, Archmagister. Ah, Prophet. If you have a moment, I'd like to talk. Just come upstairs when you find the time.
I've
There you
got
are.
time now, I guess.
Have you recovered?
As good as it gets, considering the situation. Speaking of, how is the situation?
Well, I suppose as good as can be expected under our circumstances. The Truchessus sent half our Arcanists to reinforce the gate sigil, which makes working on the beacon harder, of course. Furthermore, the nightmares have become worse, and more reports of the Red Madness are coming in. It's tragic. Truly tragic.
Does that mean the cleansing is getting closer? Do you think that means the High Ones are gaining power?
Oh yes, without any doubt. The war has made things far worse. It's almost as if the High Ones draw strength from the chaos. Or maybe it's a sign that the cleansing is approaching. I don't know.
And there's more cases of Red Madness. I mean, I know we had enough sigil shards for the guard and the keepers, but the population of Ark, the civilians, they're going to be vulnerable to it.
Yes. Citizens are disappearing from the city, and our outposts are finding them in the wilderness, starving and delirious. And even worse, they are extremely violent. Take care if you're on the road.
I will. What's the progress on the beacon, though? I'm told we've got a lead regarding the Numenos.
Well, let's say we have a lead to a place where we could find a lead. But let me start at the beginning. While you were sleeping, someone tried to break into the storehouse of the garrison. A starling named Kermai.
Kermai? I know Kermai. I did him a favor once.
You have? That's good. Then he might trust you.
Okay, well, why did he break into the storeroom?
Well, brace yourself. He said he was looking for shadow steel, because he's been working on a starship for 2 decades now. He wants to use it to find the forgotten homeland of his people.
The Forgotten Homeland? I keep hearing about the Forgotten Homeland of the Starlings. It's in the sky, isn't it?
Yes. Doesn't it ring a bell? The Star People believe that their ancestors were born in a forgotten place among the stars. A place without war or hunger, where everyone lives in perfect harmony. All the technology, all the machines that we owe to them were invented to help them get back to this place. A very nostalgic idea. It really is. But unfortunately, a lot of Star people have died in that quest. The starships have crashed, or they simply disappeared. Up until now, no one has ever found the Star City.
Doesn't even exist.
Kamai, however, claims that he can do it.
Okay, but how exactly is that and the Numinos related?
Well, bear with me. At first, of course, we all considered him insane. He was begging and pleading and insisting that he was just an inch from finishing his ship, and that it really could get him to the Star City.
Wait.
Well, unlike the others, the Grandmaster listened to him, and he ordered the scouts in Doonville to look for the cave where he claimed his workshop was. And you won't believe it, but they found out two things. First of all, the ship really does exist. And secondly, he says he used ancient Starling plans to construct the ship, which were handed down for generations in Anku, the Starling city on Nerim. We had a look at them. They look very similar to the plans we used to construct the beacon.
And they use a Numinos. So, the ancient fathers of the Starlings, they also have a hand in creating this beacon?
Well, either that, or the ones who created the beacon also helped the ancient fathers build the Star City. There's no way to know for sure, but either way, what it does mean is that the ancient fathers must have known about the cycle, and therefore about the High Ones and the cleansing.
And you think they could help us find out what the Numinos is? Either give us another one, help us find one, or even create one ourselves?
Well, let's put it this way. If anybody knows, it's them, and it's definitely the best lead we have found so far. So, in other words, what that means is that we need to help this Kamai finish his ship, and that we will accompany him on his journey to the Star City. Just imagine if it works. A city in the stars that has lasted for millennia. It's unbelievable. Truly unbelievable.
Really, it is quite unbelievable. I don't even know if I'm fully convinced. So basically you're telling me that our best lead right now is to get a flying ship and travel to a city in the sky, a star city, and find the Numinos with the help of its citizens that may or may not still be there.
You make it sound so easy. But in a nutshell, yes, that's what we need to do.
It's a pretty slim hope, but how do we proceed from here?
First, you should visit Kamai's workshop in the Powder Desert. The Grand Master and some Arcanists have already left. And needless to say, be vigilant when outside the city. The Neremese might not be careless enough to have their camp right in front of the gates, but they have established outposts all over Enderal, as you have undoubtedly already noticed. You are familiar with teleport magic, aren't you?
Yeah.
Take this scroll. It will transport you directly to the Powder Desert. I need to get back to my studies now. The more we learn about the beacon, the more fascinating it becomes.
More horrifying. Right, well, before I leave, let's go speak to Yuslan. Is he in the laboratory?
Let's hope he knows what he's doing.
This just doesn't make any sense. Why can't it ever be easy?
Yuslan.
There you are. Lashari brought that map from some Parayan ruin a couple of weeks ago. Looks confusing, doesn't it? She said it contains more knowledge about the Parayans than all the tomes in the Sun Temple's library put together. And now she's gone. Just like Constantine. It still feels surreal.
It does. It must make you feel quite alone here now. But what's on your mind?
Well, let us say that I have been thinking a lot about the decisions we make in life and where they lead us. But let's not talk about that now.
Right, okay, well, you wanted to see me.
I did, yes, because I require your help in a personal matter.
Is this the best time for personal matters? There's a lot happening.
There hasn't been a good time since the Red Madness broke out. And believe me, I wouldn't bother you with this if it weren't important.
Okay, so what do you want from me?
Hard to explain. Come. I start? Imagine the following scenario. You're in an old fortress. Suddenly a door opens and a bandit charges in. Before you even realize what is happening, he raises his bow, nocks an arrow, and fires it straight at your throat. What happens next?
Usually when that happens, I flail around screaming for, Zarar or Thunder or Rugar. But to summarize it, I tried to dodge the arrows.
That is one possibility, yes. It might be the one you would experience. The truth, however, is a bit more complex than that. Reality branches off into millions of new realities. One in which the bandit kills you, one in which he gets hit by a falling piece of rubble from the ceiling, one in which a tunnel spider jumps out from the shadows and kills him. The possibilities are endless. Everything that can happen will happen, and creates a new eventuality in the process, another reality.
So, in other words, even if I survive the arrow in one reality, I will die in the other. Or I might die to that arrow in a different way. Anything could happen in the other. Like, I die from it, or I dodge it in a different way, or I die for it in any number of ways.
In a million others, yes. There might even be one where a magical anomaly suddenly transforms the bandit into a MoreHUD. Everything that can happen will happen. This is the nature of our universe.
The nature of the Sea of Eventualities, then. So, am I right in assuming your request has something to do with this? Is this about choices you've made up until this point?
This mechanism is also the reason for the existence of magic.
Yeah.
An arcanist
broadly
is able to transport eventualities from one reality into another, and thus perform feats considered supernatural. So far, so good.
Yep, so far following you.
What if there were a way to not only bring elements of other eventualities into ours, but to travel these other realities physically?
Travel them? What, so literally traverse the Sea of Eventualities? Or step into a... What, would that be a parallel world?
I am indeed.
How... I mean, I've read some research notes from Magister Yarrow. He was researching a Dreamflower elixir that could... Well, these warriors that used to drink it would seem unkillable, undefeatable. And he theorized that had something to do with the Sea of Eventualities, I believe. But how would you physically traverse a parallel world?
Well, this is where it gets exciting, isn't it? With the Planeswalker. Come, let us sit.
The Planeswalker? Why's the Planeswalker? Where we... Okay.
Have you ever heard of the name Dalmaric?
Dalmaric, yeah, the keeper who destroyed Thalgard with the Sunfire.
That's the one. What hardly anyone knows, however, is that Dalmaric's experiments reached far beyond the Sunwheel. Among other things, he worked on a device called the Planeswalker, a combination of Endralian mentalism and Paraean technology.
And this device somehow lets the user change realities.
Temporarily, yes. Sadly, Dalmaric never had the chance to finish it, since he was too busy blowing up Thalgard.
It's a hell of a thing to keep yourself busy with, but everyone needs a hobby. So, you're planning to rebuild the Planeswalker then? But to what end? If you can only traverse that reality temporarily, you wouldn't really get to experience the effects of the changes in that reality. Or are you hoping to create a particular reality that you hope to travel to in a different manner?
Lashari.
Or, yeah, Lashari as well.
Even if we were to find a reality where she didn't die, we couldn't bring her back. Suffice it to say that there is something I need to see. Something I want to see. To be honest, it wasn't my intention to drag someone else into this. But there's no other choice, so here we are.
Could that device help us in the battle against the cycle somehow? Could we see the effects of our choices and our outcomes to pick the most viable path?
It could, but not that much. Other than what I'm planning to use the Planeswalker for, we lack a concrete plan for using it against the cycle.
True enough.
The only thing we could do with it is use it to blindly glimpse into other realities and hope that we can gain information in the few moments we have there. And for reasons I will elaborate on later, traveling into other realities is quite dangerous. In other words, it's not worth the risk. No, Prophet. Our fight against the High Ones is one we'll have to fight in this world. There's no way around that.
But he's already pretty determined that this is worth diverting his resources away from Numenos. So you're asking me to help you rebuild the Planeswalker?
Indeed. It would mean a lot to me, if that's worth anything to you.
It is. It is. Right, Yuzlan, where do we start?
Well, first of all, we need to acquire 2 materials I wasn't able to find here in Ark. The Ether Crystal, and a special kind of alloy. According to my research, Dalmaric's old laboratory in Thalgard would be a good place to start our search.
Well, first of all, what's an Ether Crystal?
Yes, I'll tell you more about it later.
Well, I don't really know what to look for if you don't tell me what it is. And why me? Aren't there... I know you're not the last Nerames mage here. Aren't there... or isn't there anyone else that could help you with this?
You mean Jakil and Nyorl? Yes, they could. But their magical talents aren't anywhere near powerful enough to help with the activation ritual. Also, Sun knows why. I can't help but feel a certain amount of trust towards you.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I trust you too. Well, this laboratory, I presume it's in Thalgard.
Right in the middle of Thalgard's contaminated areas, so it will be dangerous.
Of course it's gonna be.
You have a map, don't you? Here. That's where we should find the entrance. I have some preparations to make first, so let us meet there shortly. Ah, and one more thing. I would appreciate it if we could keep this matter between you and I for now. I know I've said it before, but this mission is personal, and I'd rather not have to justify it to Aranthiel. Firstly, because it's a personal matter. Secondly, it's too much of a risk as long as Khalim and his helper are still sauntering about. The less people know of this mission, the better.
I forgot all about... with everything that's happened, Yorick says he didn't kill Lashari, so he wasn't the one colluding with Khalim. Is Khalim acting in a more, like, personal manner then? He's not working for Korak, it sounds like. This could be an internal power struggle of the Nerames mages between the splinter faction and the faction that remained within Nerim. But Yuzlan, if I'm going to risk my life for this, I at least deserve to know the essentials.
The essentials? Well, suffice it to say that what happened to Lashari and Constantine have made me question certain things. I know that they gave their lives for the greater good, but frankly, there have been times when I've found it hard to stay true to our cause. I am hoping that what I'll find over there will help me regain some sense of purpose. Yes, I know, probably not the answer you were hoping for, but it's the best I can do for now. Forgive me.
No, if you're losing your sense of purpose, we need to help you find that again. If you're going to help us in the fight against the High Ones, we need you at your best. And this activation ritual, you need somebody as powerful as me to, not to, you know, gloat or brag or anything. It's just, well, you're the one who said it. What does it entail?
Oh, that's complicated. We'll talk about it once we get there.
Okay. Well, let's get started.
We will. I will meet you in Thalgard.